Hello everyone, in this video we will take a look at the basics and fundamentals of HitFilm Express. So HitFilm Express is a free software for video editing. You can download it free of cost and use it for doing a very good quality video editing. It is definitely comparable to Adobe Premiere Pro or After Effects, but since it is a free software, then I highly recommend you to take a look at this particular software called HitFilm Express. So let us now understand and learn how to do some basic editing, and this particular video is useful for anyone who is totally new to HitFilm Express. So after you install HitFilm Express, you need to get a license from their website, which is very straightforward. It will ask you to log in with your account on their website, and the moment you log in within your HitFilm Express, your license will be applied on your software. And once you're ready, you can get this interface where you can then click on the new option on the top left corner, and then you need to select the settings or some initial configurations that you can do in your video. So let us say if you're trying to create a video for full HD 1080p full HD at 60 fps, you can select a template here. So you have different templates. So for this particular video, I want to create a video for it will be a full HD video with 60 frames per second, and you can also specify a duration here. So let us say if you think your video duration is approximately, let us say, half an hour or 20 minutes or 10 minutes, you can change the settings here. So you can probably enter 20 minutes for this particular video, and by the way, it can be changed later on, so don't really worry about it. Then you need to select your width and height, which is already set to 1920 pixels by 1080 pixels because you used a template over here which is for full HD. And then you can leave the other settings as it is, and then when you click on the button OK, you will be taken to the interface where you can start editing your video. So let us wait for this particular interface to come up. So yes, we have the interface ready with us, and we can start editing. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to import some videos that you want to edit. So you can click on the import option on top, and then you can go to the option called media, and then you will be able to select some videos that you may already have on your computer. So let us say you want to include or you want to edit 3 or 4 videos that you have just transferred to your computer, and the moment you import some videos, your videos will be listed on the left hand side, and what you can do, you can simply drag them from your left hand side section to your main timeline, and the moment you drag it here, your videos are already sequenced next to each other. So this particular view is a bit condensed. So what you can do, you can click on this time scale here, and you can probably increase the width of your sequence. So if you try to find your videos, it should be somewhere here. And by the way, these 3 videos are already lined up for me, and I can simply drag them, or I can probably bring them to the very first frame, which is starting from 0. So we have our videos with us, and if you press the space key on your keyboard, or if you try to press this particular play button, the video will play for you, and it will show you how it is displayed on your computer. You can do some editing later on, but for this particular video, let us simply do some basic trimming, and let us probably cut the video at a specific interval, and then we'll see how we can export the video. So once you have the video with us, what you can do, you can see some controls on the left hand side. So let us say you have this particular video where you have some fog, and you just want to display, let us say, half of this particular video clip. So what you can do, you can select this particular blade option. It is not really a blade, but it looks like a blade. It says slice tool. So you can click on this, or you can simply press the C key on your keyboard, and the moment you hover your mouse on top of this particular line, which is at this particular frame, which is at 2 second and 51 microsecond, I believe. If you click on it, the video will be clipped, or not really clipped, but the video will be divided into two parts, or rather sliced into two parts at this particular position. Now what you can do, you can go back to the options here on the to the control, and you can select the arrow key, and then you can highlight this particular section and press your delete key, and this will be removed from your sequence. And now what you can do, you can drag your remaining clip, and this will of course be joined with the first clip. So this is fine, this works really well. But what if you have a lot of clips already lined up in your sequence, and you don't really want to, you want some way to automatically combine them. So if you probably slice this particular video at this particular position and you remove it, there will be a gap. So there is a way to avoid manually filling the gap. You can select this option, which is the option here that says Ripple Edit Tool. It is something similar to what you already have in other video editing softwares. If you click on this particular option, this particular I don't know what you call this, but this particular control, you will be able to simply select a video, and you can actually trim the video like this. And the moment you leave your mouse, the video is already shifted. The remaining video is already shifted on the left hand side, and you can see here that you don't need to manually fill the gap. So this is how you can do some basic editing. You also have the audio. So when you import the clip, you have the video layer and you have the audio layer, and you can change the audio level if you want. So if you want probably this audio to be a bit more loud or low, you can change it from this particular option. And there's one more thing that you can do. Let us say when the video is starting, maybe you want to add a text on top. So if you go to this particular frame, let us say this particular frame, there is an option called text here. If you click on it, you can actually create a rectangle like this, a big rectangle, and type your text. This is a foggy day, and you can probably select the text, and then you can probably align it maybe at the center using this option. It's probably straightforward. I'm sure you can figure out. You can change the size, you can change the font. Maybe if you want to change it to something like impact. So these fonts are already there in my on my computer. So you can add a text like this on top. And by the way, this particular feature of adding a text is something that is new in HitFilm Express latest version, which was released on 14th of Feb. And this is something pretty simple and straightforward. So once you edit your videos, once you add your text on top of it, you can see here that there is a text option here. You can also move it to a different position, but let us keep it in the beginning. And once you are at the end of your video clip, you can also add maybe another text on top of your video, something like thank you. And you can probably again center align it. Maybe you want to change the text size if you want. So this is something that you can do very easily. So working on HitFilm Express is of course not very difficult, and the way it works, the way it behaves is something similar to the popular editing tools that you may be familiar with. But the best part is that it is free, and for free of cost you are really getting a very high quality video editing software. And in my opinion, I think for my need, if you are a vlogger, if you are doing some basic editing, this is really good. And the last thing that you can do is you can export it into MP3 and then you can upload it. So for exporting, you need to create 2 points called as in and out. So when you are at the first frame, you can press the I button, and when you go to the last frame, you can see here that now I'm at the last frame here. And by the way, you can also press the command arrow key to manually go further or maybe back in the video frame by frame. So this is my last frame, and I can press the O key on my sequence to basically define the in and out of my video that I want to export. And by the way, I think the frame, I think this particular text is now missing. I'll probably type it here again. And you can see here that on this particular track, you have the sequence already marked for you because we pressed the O key at this particular point. You can also press the O key again. So only this particular sequence will be exported when you export it. But I want to export the whole video clip till the very end. So I can probably go to this point, and I can select this and press the O key. And then if you go to the export option, you can select in and out area, and then you have the option to go to export, and then you will be able to take a look at all the exports, all the videos that are lined up for export in your HitFilm Express. And then you can simply click on, if you take a look at this particular queue, the video that we just edited is here. And when you export a video, there is a preset. So the preset is right now set to 1080, but you can change it to something else. And if you want to change the resolution, and then simply press the start exporting button. And this is how you will export your video. So I hope this video was useful. Thank you very much.